Shut up and sit down.
Yo people, welcome back to the hardware review, and we are back with OXVA. Yes, they have said, I've had this, I must apologise to OXVA, I must have had this now for 2 months, but the actual kit itself, it is the OXVA Origin X, and this is the limited edition. Now they did just send these out to reviewers, but now I think you can actually buy them. I think they're about £50. But they did send them out to just reviewers. And I've had this roughly around 2 months. Now, because there's so much stuff in it, it's not one of these reviews where you can just quickly get on with it. There's just so much to go through. Now, I first met OXVA at an expo at Birmingham. And I did a review for them there and then. It was like a first impression review. And they put it out on their Instagram. And then I became friends with Simon. Big shout out to Simon. Absolute lovely bloke. And I started reviewing for him. So we first of all, we did the Origin. You'll remember that. We did the Origin. That's in the playlist. And then we did the X. There we go. And now them two have had babies. Yes, they've had babies. And we have got the Origin X, which comes with lots and lots of extras. So I'll tell you what, let's get on with this review because there's absolutely loads to go through. So we're going to have a look at this box. So the OXVA Origin X limited edition, it came in this box. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. It looks like I should be on X Factor. When we open it up, that's what you get. Again, I quite like the look of that. On that side, you've got some bump from Justin Lee. He's the actual designer. On that side, you've got their web address, and also it says that it's vaping re-imaged. Now, when I first got this, it took me ages to try and get my fingers in here to get this open. There we are, we've got it. There we are, we've got it open. And wow, look at that. When I opened it, it was like, wow, I can't believe that. Look at all that stuff. Just can't believe it. Right then, let's get delved into this. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so we can have a look at the coils a little bit closer. And we're going to start off with the coils. And the first coil we're going to be having a little look at is a 0.2 ohm mesh. Now this has got integrated airflow, as you can see. All the other ones, you've actually got your an airflow adapter, which I'll show you. So when you actually put this into the pod itself, you haven't got any adjustable airflow on there. Like I said, this is the 2 ohm coil. This is best between 55 and 60 watts. There we go. And then we've got the airflow ring. Like I said, it's not mirrored on both sides. It's only on one side. I will show you that on a coil. The next coil you've got is the 0.3 ohm. Again, these are all mesh. I have used this one. It does look a little bit gunked up. This 3 ohm is best between 30 watts and 40 watts. The only thing you're going to do with the airflow is you just screw it onto there. So that one is the 0.3 ohm mesh, best between 30 and 40 watts. The next one we're going to have a look at is the 0.5 ohm coil. And that one is best between 20 watts and 25 watts. And last but not least is the 1 ohm coil. And that is best between, the 1 ohm coil is best between 10 and 15 watts. Nice small hole. Shouldn't really say that in a review. Very simple to put the airflow ring on. Screw it in there like that. Like I said, it's only on one side, it's not mirrored. Screw that in. And then you'll be able to see, you'll be able to adjust it. There we go. Now just remember, when you do change your coil, make sure you keep that airflow ring. When on the PAL, when I've used them on there, plenty of times I've had to go looking through the bin. So make sure you keep that airflow adapter. Right, let's move on. We have got the RBA section as well. That's best between 5 and 40 watts. Now the base on there, obviously you can unscrew that base. That's just there so that you can actually put it on a mod and you can actually prime your coils. So that comes off and then you'll put the airflow ring on. Just unscrew the top, you can see the deck. go. It is Phillips screws in there. Very, very simple to build on. You'll not have any problems with that. We are going to do a build on this and also on the other RBA section. And then once you've wicked it up, you just screw that back on. And you're ready to go. Right, let's have a little look at the other little bits that you do get. We'll have a look at the pod. There we go. Now the pod is 4mm capacity. 2mm obviously if you're TPD compliant. Fixed mouthpiece. I've had no problems with that mouthpiece at all. It has been quite comfortable. Filling port at the bottom. You got like a little rubber bung there, and it's got like sort of, as you'll be able to see, I think, if we just come back out of that. It's got like a little nipple on the end. I love getting nipple in a review. For me, I would have liked the filling port itself to be a little bit bigger. It's not the biggest of filling ports. I have had a few airlocks with it. Again, you just push that down. Like so. And then you get your coil. Very, very simple to put in. Just fits in. There we go. Make sure that the airflow is at the front, because as you'll be able to see on the front of the Oxford, that is where your airflow is. Do that. So just make sure that that is on the front, and that means you can adjust your airflow. There we go. So that is your pod system. Then you've got your 510 adapter. 22, and I think that 22mm, I think the highest you're going to fit on this is 24mm. 22 quite happily. Nice big magnet at the bottom. I've had no problems with that at all. Then you have got your RBA deck. Let's see if it focuses in. You can either do a dual coil or a single coil build on there. And then it works as an RDTA. You just wick it up either side. There you go. There's the bottom. Now the actual filling port, I like this one better than the other one, but again it could have done with being a little bit bigger. You've got it on the front so you don't have to take it off. There we go. This is slightly, and when I mean slightly, a little bit bigger. It's not like loads bigger, but it is slightly a bit bigger. And then you've got the cap. Now this can be a little bit funny. Now if you look, if you can just get that to focus in. Come on. There's that little groove there. You'll be able to see it. Now on the cap itself, just move this out of the way, it'll focus a little bit better. On the cap itself, you'll be able to see it's got grooves. So that needs to then marry up with that groove. When you first ever do this, it can be a little bit hard to push in at the back. There you go. Link it up and you'll be able to see if it just focuses in. Yep, there we go. You just got to give it a good push, and then you've got your airflow, which is adjustable. It doesn't lock off, it just spins round, but you can dial it in. So that's your RBA section. Now, you have got some goodies. Yes, they give you some goodies. We all like some goodies. I'll just zoom out a little bit. There we are. What have we got in this goodie box? You've got your Type-C charging cable. I recommend that you do charge your batteries in an external battery charger, but if you get caught on the go, it's Type-C, which is a big thumbs up. You have got all your user manuals, everything that you need to read. Make sure you do read them. That's it. Some more bump. They give you some cotton. Also some nickel, nickel 80, 0.35 ohms, 2.5 mil, 26 gauge, best between 55 and 60 watts, and they've also give you some cotton on them as well. And then for your RBA deck, they've given you some NI80, 0.6 ohms, this is best between 18 and 23 watts. 2.5 mil coils in there, and again some cotton. I do quite like that little bit. Then you have got one of the T screwdrivers with some O-rings, and you've also got the blue screwdriver with some more O-rings in there. And then the main part of the show, you have got the Origin X. So we have all three of the OXVAs. We've got the Origin, which was the first one. We've got the X, and now we've got the Origin X. I'll just take these two out of the way. I'm just going to take this out. Now I'm going to show you how good these magnets are. It takes a good old pull to get it off. That sounds absolutely fantastic. It takes a good old pull to get it off. Right, we'll zoom in just a tudgy little bit. There we are. With it being black, it's a little bit hard to see. You've got OXVA on this side, and you've got this like sort of jagged design on this. There is quite a number of colours on it, but I do like the look of this one. That's on both sides. At the top, that's where your pods or the RBA section fits in. You've got that big magnet in there, and they, like I said, they are very strong magnets. You've got your two connections as well. Have a little look on the bottom. Don't vape in a bin. You've got your kite marks, and you've also got your Type-C charging, which I don't like to see it on the bottom. I wish they'd have just put it maybe somewhere on here, but no, they've put it on the bottom. It's just one of my things I don't like. Some people who doesn't mind it, but I don't like leaving a mod sideways when I'm having to charge it. But like I said, it is a single 18650. I would prefer to charge my batteries in an external charger. Now, if you just have a little look at the top here, that's where your airflow is. So that'll be going through onto your coil, and that's how it works. You have got your fire button, you've got your screen, and you've also got your wattage selector. It just moves it up. It doesn't go up and down, it only goes up. So if we zoom a little bit more, so you can see it. 5 clicks on, 5 clicks off. So there it is, the OXVA Origin X. You've got your battery indicator, you've got your puff counter, voltage, ohms, and your wattage. You just hold it in. Like I say, it doesn't go back, it just round robin. So it'll go all the way up to 60 watts. Say that it is the maximum wattage and go all the way back down to 5 watts. Very, very simple menu. You can't get anything wrong with that. If you press the fire button 3 times, it'll lock the device. And again, unlock the device. If you hold the wattage selector and also the fire button together, it will clear your puff counter. And that is the menu. That is how simple the menu is. Now, if you just have a little look on the side, it does say open. There you go. There's the battery door. You've got your plus, your minus, your 4 big magnets either side. Very, very, really good magnets on this. You'll be able to hear it, bang, snap, and it's on. So this does have smart wattage. So what it basically does is, when you put your coil in there, it reads the ohms and it tells you the best wattage. Now in here I've got the 1 ohm coil, so this is best between 10 and 15 watts. So if we go say to 5 watts, when we put that in there, put it in the right way around, you'll see that it'll change. Tells you that it is a new coil. It's reading 1.1 ohms. And there you go. It'll go to 10 watts. But you can only go to 15 watts. It won't let you go any higher than 15 watts. Now, the thing with this is there isn't any way of turning that off. And this works the same if you put a coil in that's reading a 1 ohm, just say in the RBA section, then it's not going to let you go any further than 15 watts. So I would have liked to have been able to see that there's a way of turning it off. I think it was the matchy pod from Archery. You could actually turn it off with them and you could move it around. I think it's a good idea for people who are obviously first starting out and they don't want to burn the coils out, but I don't think it's very good. If you wanted that little extra warmer vape, look at that. That's how good the magnets are. I can't even get the bit out of it. There we go. Right, we've also got the 510 adapter. So we'll stick that on there. Like I said, 22 fits on it lovely. 24, it goes over a little bit. We've got the Lost Vape Boost Extra. I think it's called the Boost Extra, I'm nearly certain. It is the Ultra Boost X tank. There we go. Screw that on there. get a good look at my knuckles. Let's zoom out of this a little bit so you can see it a bit better. There we go. So as you'll be able to see, there's no actual hangover on it at all. So 24mm is probably the best you're going to be able to put that on there. So this coil is reading out at, zoom in again. You got it? At 1.13 ohms. So again, this won't let you go any more than 15 watts. Where I've been running at probably about 18 to 20 watts on the Lost Vape back to basics. So yeah, there's no, it's not coming off. You're giving it a good old wobble. Again, I'll just move that out. It looks really good when you do that, doesn't it? So the magnets are keeping it on there. You're not obviously going to be running around doing that, are you? But yeah, so the magnets are, it's not coming off at all, and that is the 510 connection. I'll zoom back in again, just take this off. And you'll see, again, trying to get it out is that's how good the magnets are. It's not moving at all. That's what you want, though. That is what you want. You don't want it. I have used other things where it comes out very, very easily. And then this is the RBA section, again, or the RDTA. That just fits in there. And that's what that looks like. I think it looks pretty smart. I do think it does look pretty smart. So I'll tell you what, let's go and stick a build in these two. go, the OXVA Origin X. Yes, and there is a lot of stuff in there. Now remember, if you don't buy the limited edition pack, I think like I said before, I think it's about £50. You're just going to be able to buy the OXVA with the pod. I think the 2 coils you get is the 2 ohm and also the 5 ohm. All the extras, 510, RBA decks and all that, you're going to have to buy separately. Right then, let's talk about the device itself. I do like the look of it. It is nice and ergonomical in your hand. Fits really, really nice. It is a single 18650. A con about it that I don't like is the fire button. It's not big enough for me. It's a little tiny. It's a little tiny button, and sometimes, you know, if you're doing something you can't quite find it. I'd like to have seen a bit bigger button on there. Love the menu system, which there isn't one really, is there? That's all you've got. It's very, very simple. If somebody's starting off from the stinkers, they ain't really got to worry about the menu. They've got one button, and that takes you up and down from your 5 watts all the way up to your 60 watts. It locks, and that's it. That's all you've got to worry about. Now, another con with it, just say that now I've got the RBA section in there, and I've got the coil coming out at 1 ohm. Is it coming out at 1 ohm? Yeah, at 1 ohm. Now that's going to lock it off because it's got smart wattage. So whichever coil you put in there, it works out what it is and then gives you the wattage. You can't go over it. So the maximum you're going to be able to do is 15 watts, which isn't great. Because if you want to push that coil a little bit more, there's no way of turning it off. Now there is other devices that that's actually got this smart wattage on there, and you can actually turn it off. Which, some way I wish they'd sort that out. But if not, if you're using the RBA section, you've got a 1 ohm coil in there, and you're doing it as mouth to lung, then you can only go to 15 watts. Where this feels like, I've got it in RBA section now. 15 watts, I could do with maybe an extra, like 18 watts or maybe 20 watts. It might have to get a warmer vapor, a little bit more from it. The charging port, Type-C charging, which I really do like. I do recommend that you do charge your batteries in an external charger, but it is Type-C, which is a big thumbs up, but it's on the bottom. I don't like leaving any pods or anything like that on its side. I would have rather seen that actually on its side. But yeah, that's another con for me. No jankiness on the battery door. It does feel really, really well made. Another big pro for this is the magnets. Now I know some other reviewers that I've been speaking to have said that the magnets aren't very good, but this is proper stuck in there. It is. There you go. You can see the magnets are really good. Really, really good. So we've got the RBA section in the pod. I've got a little bit of Harley's juice in here wherever I've put it. Some Untold Chapter 1 just been released. It has begun. This is Harley's juice. Let's have a vapor here. I think we've got it at the max that it'll go for. And every time you do put that pod back in, it does ask you if it's a new coil. It's coming out at 1 ohm at 15 watts. Let's give it a vapor, see what we think. Nothing wrong with the flavour. A little bit noisy airflow. Really good flavour. There's no problem with the flavour at all. And that's at 15 watts. Bit vapey. Now the other good thing with this is the amount of coils you can get for it. You've got the 2 ohm coil, you've got the 3 ohm coil, the 5 ohm coil, and you've also got the 1 ohm coil. I've tried all of these coils, and they're absolutely corking. I've got no problem with the coils. Corking flavour from a corking clouds. It again, with this like sort of smart wattage on there, where it reads the ohms, sometimes them coils I feel I could push them a little bit more than what they're actually saying. But yeah, big thumbs up for the uni coils. And like I said, I think you get the 2 ohm and the 5 ohm when you buy the kit. I could be wrong. But yeah, no problem with the coils. Big thumbs up for the amount you can get. Let's try the 510 adapter on there. Again, with the... There we go, see that? You've got your 510 adapter. Put that in there. We've got the Lost Vape Back to Basics. I think it's the Boost X on there. I think that looks really, really nice. I think that looks really, really nice. So now that's a 24mm. There's no overhang or anything like that. Right there. There we go. See, again, I've been using this on the Back to Basics, and I've been having it roughly around about 18 watts. This is stopping me from moving it. It'll only let me go to 15 watts. Could do with a bit warmer vape. But like I said, there's no problem with the magnets at all. It's not coming off anyway. It's not like you're going to be walking around doing that, is it? So there's no problem with the magnets at all. I'm going to pull it off with the tank on it. There we go. Because if not, it's ages. But yeah, really good. Right, then we've got the RBA section. Nicely. I think again, I like the look of that. I really do like the look of that. In this, I've got some Thunderclouds Bubblegum Blast. I don't know why I'm holding it all the way up there. Let's give it a vape and see what we think. It'll last me. Again, because this is coming out at 3 ohms, 0.3 ohms, it won't let me go past 40 watts. Where I would like to push it to the 60. Just a little bit of a nightmare, that. Something they really need to look at. Alright, let's give it a vape. Really nice flavour. And you can dial that airflow in there. I have noticed that there's not much difference between the 3 and the 2. Make it a little bit warmer. I've got some proper coils in there. If you do get some proper coils, it is littlebrovapes 10. Gets you 10% off. Really do like it. I love the way it looks. It looks really nice on there. I do like that. Top fill. The only problem that I have had with the filling mechanism on this, you've got like that little nipple. I always like getting nipple in a review. The filling port is really, really small. It could have done with being a bit bigger because when you fill it up, you are getting airlocks. This one on here is similar, but it's slightly a little bit bigger, but you're still getting airlocks. You need a bigger filling port. Any more cons that I've got for it? I've done the limited wattage. It does buzz a little bit as well when you've got this RBA section on it. That's about it, to be honest with you. I really do like the device itself, and the things that you can get for it is absolutely amazing. And I think they're actually selling this limited edition pack. I think I've seen it for about 50 quid. So instead of just buying this, I'd go for the limited edition pack, and you can try everything. So yeah, I really do like the device. Big thumbs up. Single 18650 in there. Yeah, 60 watts. The only thing, the biggest niggle to me is the smart wattage. It needs to be turned off, or a way of turning it off. But yeah, all in all, big thumbs up. Big shout out to Simon and Oxford for sending this out for review. This has been another review by Little Bro. If you've liked the review, make sure you like, subscribe, and share. That little button in the corner, give it a press and give us that new magic number on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Go and hit me up, people. And there's one last thing to say. Keep them juices flowing. Don't forget to check out my latest video. Also, don't forget to check out 3 Men and a Vape Show live at 8 PM every Wednesday. And also, if you've enjoyed the video, make sure you subscribe, ring that notification bell, and we'll catch you later.